أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما أجمعين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to LQ Milton class number 81. Alhamdulillah, we continue our journey after a brief break due to some weather related issues and conditions. We continue to learn about weak verbs. Weak verbs perhaps is the most difficult topic when it comes to learning the Arabic grammar. What we are trying to do here is not to make your life difficult, and then we will try to explain things as required and needed, rather than going through the mechanics and the science behind a lot of the stuff which the grammarian have evolved over the period of time. Probably will confuse us a lot. So, we'll just keep it as a high level, inshallah. When it comes to the weak verb, the verb has 3 letters in it: fa kalima, ain kalima and lam kalima, right. If the weakness is on the fa kalima, then we call it al misal. We have a comparative misal, ajwaf and naqis. Today we are going to learn about the naqis, because we have already learned about misal and ajwaf, but just as a comparison, we'll do one quick drill for al misal and one quick drill for the ajwaf as well. So, in the Arabic letters, there are 2 letters which are weak in nature, waw and a ya, right. If waw or a ya enters into a verb, it will make that verb weak, and the conjugation of that verb will be different. We learned that. Fa kalima, ain kalima, lam kalima, fa'ala, right. So, the 3 letter verbs or fa'ala, if the weakness, the waw or a ya enters into fa kalima, then we call it al misal, right. Wajada meaning he found or to find. This is we are only going to learn about Madi today, because if we try to step ahead of us and try to learn about Mudare, that will confuse us a lot. So, we will just concentrate on Madi today. Next class we will try to do mudare and then move on from there. So, wajada, what is the mudare form of wajada? Yajidu, right. We do not have the mudare here, but what happens is when the wajada moves into the mudare form, the waw kalima, the waw or the fa kalima gets dropped, right, gets dropped. So, wajada yajidu, and then after yajidu we know the drill, yajidani, yajiduna, right. So, tajidu, tajidani, so we know the drill about that. So, wajada, but in madi pretty much the waw is there, but in mudare it gets dropped. Wajada, wajada, wajadu, wajadat, wajadata, wajadna, wajadta, wajadtuma, wajadtum, wajadti, wajadtuma, wajadtunna, wajadtu, wajadna. We learned about the sakin pronoun and the mutaharrik pronoun concept, right. It's good to know there is a sakin pronoun there, sakin pronoun there, sakin pronoun there, and then starting from hunna we have mutaharrik pronouns, and then when the mutaharrik pronouns come, the lam kalima gets a sakun. We have done that concept in the previous lecture. So, if you remember this, fine. If you do not remember it, just remember the die, this format, right. Wajadna, wajadta, wajadtuma, wajadtum. So, when the mutaharrik pronoun comes, the lam kalima will get the sakun in al misal. So, remember that concept. And in mudare, this is a good refresher as well. In mudare, the waw kalima or the fa kalima gets dropped because of the weakness. Then come al ajwaf. An example here is nama. Nama means he slept or to sleep. Nama yanamu, nama yanamu, right. Nama. Now, what change is happening in al ajwaf? Here in madi, the fa kalima, ain kalima, lam kalima remains intact. In ajwaf, the ain kalima with the weakness basically at some point will get dropped, at some point will get dropped. Okay, just remember that. Nama, where is the file? Mustatir taqdiruhu huwa, nama, namu, namat. I continue to see the ain kalima there, right. Namat, namata, at hunna, nimna. Why? Mutaharrik pronoun enters, right. Mutaharrik pronouns enter. Is this sakin pronoun? Sakin, 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 mutaharrik. You see, so there is a whole science and mechanics behind these as well, but the more we get into it, it will get it confused. So, we will just apply some of the rules, some of the understanding, but then what we are saying is when the mutaharrik pronouns come in the ajwaf, the ain kalima will get dropped. In misal, the fa, ain kalima, lam kalima remain intact, but it gets, the fa kalima gets dropped in mudare. Okay. Nimna, nimta, nimtuma, nimtum, nimti, nimtuma, nimtunna, nimtu, nimna, right. Why this is important? Because when these kind of verbs comes in the Quran, and then we look at the construction of that verb, that fail, we should know, identify it as a verb and then try to see whether it is a weak verb or not, what is the meaning of it. So, this is al ajwaf. Now, today's topic is an-naqis. When the weakness in the verb is in the lam kalima, then we call it fail naqis. Now, with the fail naqis, it comes in different formats or different forms, right. Unlike in misal and ajwaf, where the weakness is in either the fa kalima or in the ain kalima, when it comes to naqis, it comes in 4 different formats. That is what makes it a bit challenging. Okay. And there are different mechanics and going on when we do the conjugation. So, we will just try to remain and concentrate on the Madi only today. Okay. Madi only today. In the next class, inshallah, we will move on to the Mudare form. And then once we know the Mudare, then entering lam or making an amar, it's very easy. Once we know the Mudare, then it's easy to do that, right. So, da'a, it means to invite or to call, right. Now, one thing to remember, this alif, either there is a waw or a ya hiding behind it. In the ajwaf, if there is an alif there, then either there is a waw or a ya hiding behind it. We know and then it manifests itself when we move into the Mudare form. In naqis, there is always a waw hiding behind the alif. Why? Because ya has its different forms. Ya has its different form. So, what is the root? Da'awa. The root is basically it is da'awa, but it is da'a. So, one thing to remember in mind, when it comes to the naqis verbs, there is a waw always hiding behind the alif. So, rule number 1. Now that we know what is the root, so this root will manifest itself. It does not have to wait until it comes into the Mudare form. It will manifest itself in the Madi form as well, right, in the Madi form as well. Da'a, this is huma. In Dr. Saab didn't pay too much attention to huma. He skipped huma because huma is not frequently used. But since we are learning everything in sequence, so that is why we have the huma here as well. When it comes to huma, the root or the original will come out, then it will become da'awa. Where is the file in da'awa? Alif is the file. Second pronoun. Da'u, hum, huwa, huma, hum, da'u. Now, where is the file in da'u? Waw. Waw is the file. Is this in da'awa? Alif is the file, and in da'u, waw is the file, right. So, remember the difference. So, this waw is not part of the original. This waw is the file. Okay, it's important to remember that. Don't get, even though huma is not frequently used or very rarely used. Da'u, hiya, da'at, da'a, da'awa, da'at, da'ata. Now, waw gets dropped. The waw gets dropped in hiya and huma, and then when it comes to hunna, it comes again. So, the rule to remember is rule number 1, when it comes to the fail naqis, there is a waw always hiding behind the alif, number 1. Number 2, at huma and starting from hunna onwards, the original will come out. Simple. Don't go into the mechanics of it, don't go the science behind it, even though the grammarian have come up with different formulas and everything why this is happening. We are not going into that detail. Simple, remember, at huma and starting from hunna onwards, the original will come out. the waw will come out.
So the same thing applies with all the mutaharrik ones.
Yeah, mutaharrik ones.
All the
Mutaharrik, except that this is not mutaharrik, this is
Right.
sakin, this is sakin, this is sakin. Yeah, but then the
that was only just to bring the file there.
the file. Yes, yes.
Just to bring the file.
That's to bring the file. Yeah, because if I say da'a, then it conflicts. So now we are going into how the grammarian thought about why it is da'awa. Now the languages, and especially the Arabic language, is the miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who would have thought like such a scientific language, everything makes sense, everything is like can be explained, like it's not just random words. These words, they are not random words, these words have actually very mechanics and science behind them. I can actually, and anybody like who can explain why this da'una, why the waw is coming here, but we are not going to that much detail. But I'm saying, like, who would have thought how this language has been produced by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Like it's a miracle. It's a miracle. So comes to hunna, da'una, mutaharrik pronoun, and of course the lam kalima gets the sakun. Da'ud, da'uta, da'utuma, da'utum, da'uti, da'utuma, da'utunna, da'utu, da'una. So this is a case when there is, and this is called alif mamduda, the complete alif, right, Zafar bhai? Mamduda and maksura, and this is maksura. Okay, so mamduda means complete alif. The sound will be alif and then complete, but this is masha. Even though there is a ya there, but I don't see the two dots here. Like in khashiya, I see the two dots here. So this is the complete ya, right? But then masha, he walked, or to walk, I say ra'a, it is alif maksura, right? It is alif maksura basically.
Normally on the masha they put like a standing zaban.
Well, just for just to pronounce that, but just to pronounce so that people don't confuse it with the ya, Okay, masha means he walked or to walk. Now, why I'm pronouncing it as an alif maksura? Because remember a few things, we already know these things. Ya is compatible with kasra. Ya is compatible with kasra. Fatha is compatible with alif, right? And dhamma is compatible with waw, right? So the letter behind waw will get the dhamma, the letter behind. So fatha and ya cannot live together under one roof. Fatha and ya cannot live together under one roof. So when the ayn kalima will get the fatha, then the ya will change into alif maksura. See, again, everything can be explained. It's such a scientific language. So then we say masha. Technically, it was a ya. In the past, was a ya, but when the ayn kalima get the fatha, the ya said, I cannot live with you, so I am going to change myself into alif maksura.
No, I'm going to live with you.
I'm going to live with you, but as I will change myself. Compromise, right? I'm gonna compromise. I don't want to go into the route where we're going, but yeah, masha. So masha means he walked or to walk. Everything can be explained. We're just providing a very high level, but technically was a ya, right? Technically was a ya. At huma, the ya will come out. The ya will come out. masha ya. Alif is the file, second pronoun masha ya. Hum mashaw. Now waw and fatha can sometimes compromise with each other. Remember that one thing, even though 99% of the time waw will come with the dhamma, but in some cases it can compromise with the fatha. Mashaw, where is the file? Waw is the file. Mashat, mashata, hiya, huma. Then comes mutaharrik pronouns, and when the mutaharrik pronoun comes, this alaf maksura said, I don't have to compromise anymore, I'll come out. Mashaina, mashaita, mashaituma, mashaitum, mashaiti, mashaituma, mashaitunna, mashaitu, mashaina. And we know the Madi. Ra'a means he saw or to see. Now Ra comes in the Quran. Ara'aita allazi yukazzibu bid-din, ara'aita allazina yadkhuluna fi ara'aita yadkhuluna fi dinillahi afwaja, right? Again this is a ya. Ra'a, ra'aya, ra'u, ra'at, ra'ata, ra'ayna, ra'aita, ra'aytuma, ra'aytum, ra'ayti, ra'aytuma, ra'aytunna, ra'aytu, ra'ayna. We'll do ra'a in more detail, because this is a this is a verb that has been used very frequently in the Quran. Khashiya, khashiya. Now ra'a, masha. Now since the ain kalima is getting the kasra in the base form, ya is in its full form, so the ain kalima will get the kasra. Khashiya, khashiya, khashu, khashiyat, khashiyata, khashina, khashita, khashituma, khashitum, khashiti, khashituma, khashitunna, khashitu, khashina. Right? The ain kalima has a kasra, 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 kasra all the way through hunna. No, sorry, nahnu, all the way through nahnu, right? Because it's a complete ya. It's a complete ya. What's happening here? Ain kalima is not getting the kasra, even though it's compromising itself. Sometimes we talk about exceptions in the Arabic language. Why? Because I cannot, in any case, I cannot destroy the original verb, and in the original verb the ain kalima has the fatha. So since because at mutaharrik pronouns the ya is manifesting itself, it's not going to destroy the original verb. So what happens is the ain kalima will remain, and then they have to work together. Exceptions. This is why we call it weak verbs. That's why we will see many different exceptions that are usually, and this is only going to happen in the weak verbs, not in regular language. The fatha will not compromise with with ya. The fatha will not compromise with, but with the weak verb, the fatha is compromising with the weak verb. So, let us go to lesson number 28. And then exercise number 12. Exercise number 12 on page 201. Since we are only focusing on the Madi, so let us do few drills here. Exercise number 12, page number 201. Masha, Hamidun, Masha, Aminatu, Mashat. Third person, feminine, singular. Anta, Mashaita, Mashaita. They have been forced to live together. They have been forced to live together. The fatha and ya are being forced to live together. I know, Namba, you are smiling, but let us not say that on camera. Anta Mashaita, Anti Mashaiti, Ana Mashaitu, Aulaudu Mashau, Mashau, Albanatu Mashaina, Antum Mashaitum, Antunna Mashaitunna, Nahnu Mashaina. Why they are being forced to live together? Because the ain kalima in original, the base form, we do not want to destroy the verb. So, there has to be a compromise there. Nanu Mashaina. Just for the sake of it and just planting a seed there, Masha, what is the mudare? Yamshi, 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 Yamshi.
And Amar is Imshi.
Imshi, Amar is Imshi. 5 in your pocket, Yamshi, Tamshi, Tamshi, Amshi, Namshi. When it comes to Tamshi, then what we will do? We will remove the ta, the sign of it being mudare. It's actually Tamshi you. Now, since we are, and we will do it in the next class, but I am just providing, let us just, since we are doing it, let us just quickly do it. I tried my best, Nambai. Yeah? I tried my best. Masha Yamshi. It's actually Yamshi you. Why? Why? Because see, the ain kalima is getting a kasra here. The ain kalima. See, these are the small little things that keeps us understand what's going on. But if the ain kalima gets the kasra, then which means this is the full ya. It is a full ya, but since it's weak, so and we know the mudare are always marfu. It's actually yamshi you. Technically, it is yamshi you. Yamshi you. Complete ya is there, but since this is the weak verb, and Masha has the alif maksura, that alif maksura will remain itself, but then it say I am, even though I am a full ya, so we call it felun mudareun marfuun dammatil muqaddara. Like my mind knows that damma is there, but I cannot see it. How do I know this is a full ya there? Because of the kasra there in the mudare form. Yamshi, Masha Yamshi. So, it is actually yamshi yu, but then I do not call it yamshi yu, because in the original it was alif maksura. So, that is why I will keep that alif maksura there, but I say fe'lun mudari'un, it is marfu, there is a imaginary dhamma there, like my mind knows the dhamma is there and it is a complete ya, but I cannot write it because I do not want to destroy that alif maksura there. Is it making sense? Right? I do not want to destroy the original. So, rather than saying yamshi yu, I say yamshi, but my mind is like a, and there is an example we always say, a hook which is your dhamma and then the coat is hanging on the hook. So, once you take the hook out, the coat will drop, right. So, yamshi fe'lun mudari'un, it is fe'lun mudari'un, marfu'un, it is marfu, dhammatil muqaddara mean estimation. I am just giving something ahead, and when it comes to anta, it will be tamshi, yamshi, tamshi, and then tamshi I have to in order to make it the amar, the first thing I will do, I will remove the ta, and then what will do, I will make it majzoom. So, tamshi, what is on the ya? Dhammatil muqaddara, estimate. So, imagine that dhamma that is in our mind, take it out, we will do it in the next class. What happened? The coat drops and what remain is mim and sheen only, and then we bring hamzatul wasal and then we put a kasra there because the ain kalima got the kasra, and we know that drill, it will become imshi. In next class we will do it. I am just giving. We will not do the mudari for ra, and otherwise we will get more confused. So, we did exercise number 12, Masha. Let us do another exercise. I am just looking to see if there is a da'a, exercise number 18, page number 203, page number 203. Exercise number 18, Hamidun da'a. Now, we are doing da'a. Aminatu da'at, anta da'uta, ana da'utu, awladu da'u, al-banatu da'una, antum da'utum, antunna da'utunna, nahnu da'una. What is the mudare? Da'a yad'u. It's exercise number 19. So, people can see, and 5 in your pocket, yad'u, tad'u, ad'u, nadu. We will do the mudare. Let us go and do exercise number 2, kawa. Kawa is used in the kawa mean he ironed, right, ironed. Kawa is used in the main lesson as well. So, we do the drill for kawa. Kawa, kawaya, kawau, kawat, kawata, kawaina, kawaita, kawaitumma, kawaitum, kawaiti, kawaituma, kawaitunna, kawaitu, kawaina, right. Kawa yakwi. We are not doing mudare today. Masha, we are doing yamshi. Now masha, yamshi, you can see the two dots there, but dammatil muqaddara is there. It's actually yamshi you, but the dhamma is estimated in our head. Jara, running, to run, right? Jara yajri. Rama yarmi, baka. So shaka, let's do shaka. Shaka, shakaya, shakau, shakat, shakayata, shakaina, shakaita, shakaituma, shakaitum, shakaiti, shakaituma, shakaitunna, shakaitu, shakaina. Right? Tala, he recited. In Suratul Bayyana, yatlu comes, yatlu rasulum minallahi, yatlu suhufam mutahhara. Yatlu, tala yatlu, right? Tala yatlu. But that is yatlu in hum form. Maha, to erase. Afa, to forgive, right? So these verbs, afa, tala, they come in Quran most of the time. Ra'a, they come into the Quran as well. We'll do more drills, inshallah, in the next class. But today we'll, inshallah, try to see these weak verbs in practical, like how they've been used in the Quran, right? So we need to identify. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using weak verbs, and then we have to identify them. Okay, so I think, what is the first weak verb that the class identifies? Just wondering. Just look at this ayah. Jaza'uhum inda rabbihim jannatu adnin tajri min tahtiha al-anharu khalidina fiha abada radiyallahu anhum wa radu an zalika liman khashiya rabba. Tajri, jara, in jara means to run, and when I move it into mudare form, it will be yajri, and then 5 in your pocket, yajri, tajri, ajri, najri, right? Now what is this? Tajri, anti form, right? Anti form. Tajri. No, not anti form. Hiya form. Kullu jama muannas. Kullu jama muannas. Yeah, good. Yeah, we remember, inshallah. Yeah, kullu jama muannas. Yeah, jannatu, tajri. So
look at the meaning of it. It sounds as the meaning is more must behti hai.
लेकिन बैठी है ना
Jaza'uhum, right? Where is the file in Jaza'uhum? Where is the file in? Wow. For them, whom, jaza for whom? See, yeah, this is jaza'uhum, right? So the verb is jaza, jaza'u, file, for whom? For them. So whom is your mafulun bihi. This is, so now we looking at the impact of this ayah in the rabbihim, from their Lord. Mudaf alayh, okay, from their Lord. Jannatu adnin, gardens of paradise. Tajri, right, running min tahti al anharu. So this is your first weak verb. Min tahti, from, and harf jar, ism majroor, wa huwa mudaf alayh, tahti hal anharu, khalidina fiha abada. Now one of the things that I notice in this Suratul Bayyana is very innal lazina kafaru min ahlil kitabi wal mushrikina. That was the first one. In later part of the surah, innal lazina kafaru min ahlil kitabi wal mushrikina khalidina fiha जहन क्या है नाम भाई, इन्नल लज़ीना कफ़रू मिन अहलिल किताबि वल मुशरिकीना फी नारी जहन्नुम खालिदीना फ़ीहा, फी नारी जहन्नमा खालिदीना फ़ीहा, right, फी नारी जहन्नमा खालिदीना फ़ीहा. Now in that ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not using abada. There's a stark difference, and then so which means there is some solace there, or maybe some kind of indication there. A concession is there. It's very beautiful, you know. And in this ayah Allah Ta'ala says jazahum inda rabbihim jannatu adnin tajri min tahti al anharu khalidina fiha abada, forever. So the second one, fi nari jahannama khalidina fiha, and it stops there. Radiyallahu, second weak form, radiyallahu. Where is the file in radiyallahu? Allah is the file. Anhum. Afa, one thing to remember, afa, which means to forgive, always come with an. Just remind, because an is used here. So afa, the afu an, whenever there is a dua for forgiveness, you will notice an is always there. Radiyallahu anhum wa radu, rada, radiya, radu, an. Where is the file in radu? Wow. Zalika min khashiya. Khashiya Rabba. And another example, Suratul Ma'un. Ra'ayta allazi yukazzibu bid-din. Did you not see? Ra'ayta. And then in Suratul Nasr, Iza ja'a nasrullahi wal fath wa ra'ayta الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا. So ra is used as well. So now that we kind of have our first introduction to the weak verbs, we try to find some examples, and in the lesson there are many examples from Quran as well. We are not going to into too much. When we say ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, hada, masha, hada yahdi, tahdi, ahadi, nahdi. And then from hada tahdi, you guide, and make amar out of it, ihdi. Ihdi. We'll do this. This example comes in the lesson as well. I think we'll stop here because for today this is the first introduction of the weak verbs in the naqis form. In the next class, we'll try to expand, forget about these, expand on these with the mudare form, and then at the same time we'll try to finish most of the exercises, and then probably will take us 3 classes, including this one, 3 classes. So maybe we have to do one more class in Ramadan to finish off this lesson, because we cannot leave this lesson hanging until the end of Ramadan, right? And then after that we have, I think, 2 more lessons, and then we'll finish inshallah the book 2, and then we'll start book 3 inshallah. So keep the lesson short today, class short today inshallah. Now have we shared? Okay, yeah, okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha, laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat. Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhtana. Rabbana wa la tahmil alayna isran kama hamaltahu ala allazina min qablina. Rabbana wa la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bih wa'fu anna waghfir lana warhamna anta maulana fansurna alal qawmil kafirin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.